Okay, so we're diving into prepping for a healthcare specialist lecturer interview. Um, and that's a pretty awesome opportunity to shape those future healthcare minds, right?
Yeah.
We've got all the RoleCatcher guides right here, the career guide interview guide, even the platform overview.
Great.
We'll hit like the highlights, but then we'll also dig into the stuff that will make you stand out. Like how an AI can tailor your answers to a specific job role.
Yeah, and when I look at this career path, I'm struck by, it's more than just teaching. You're a
Yeah.
researcher, a mentor, a leader in your field. I mean, imagine, collaborating with research assistants and designing cutting-edge curriculum and even potentially publishing your findings.
That's the scope we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into some common interview questions that RoleCatchers pulled together.
Right.
First up is, what experience do you have in healthcare education?
Okay.
It seems pretty straightforward, but
Yeah. Well, it really is your chance to showcase the depth of your experience. So don't just list job titles, Talk about specific courses you've taught or training programs you've developed or even guest lectures you've done. I mean, really paint a picture of your passion for healthcare education.
yeah, I love how RoleCatcher gives examples of what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't just focus on non-teaching roles. They want to see your teaching expertise.
That's right.
Okay, so get ready for a potential follow-up.
Okay.
Can you tell us about a time you had to adapt your teaching style to meet the needs of a diverse student group?
That's a good one. That question is really diving into your flexibility and cultural sensitivity, which are super critical in this role. Think about, specific instances where you've adjusted your approach to effectively reach a diverse group of students.
Okay, next question.
Yeah.
How do you stay updated on the latest healthcare developments and trends?
Okay.
I bet they're looking for that lifelong learner mentality.
Yeah. Absolutely. So showcase your commitment to staying current. Mention specific journals, you read conferences, you attend professional organizations you're part of. Maybe you even have a favorite healthcare blog.
And here's where RoleCatcher's AI feedback comes in. It can be a real game changer. Imagine practicing your response, and then the AI suggests, hey, mention a specific recent healthcare development that you've been following. That kind of tailored advice is gold.
Yeah, it is. And it goes beyond just the content. The AI can analyze your tone and your delivery and help you come across as confident and engaging.
Okay, let's move on to question number 3.
All right.
What experience do you have in developing healthcare curricula?
Okay.
This feels like a step up from just teaching.
Absolutely. So this is about showing, that you can design the structure and content of a course. So talk about any experience you have in creating learning objectives, selecting teaching materials, or even developing assessment methods.
And don't forget to highlight any innovative or interdisciplinary curriculum projects that you've worked on.
That's right.
Be ready for a possible follow-up.
Yeah.
How do you ensure your curriculum aligns with current industry standards and best practices?
Right. So they want to see your awareness of that bigger picture in healthcare education.
Question number 4. Can you provide an example of a successful healthcare education program that you implemented?
Oh, okay.
It's time to showcase those wins.
Yes. So choose a program where you can clearly articulate, the goals, the strategies you use, and the positive outcomes you achieved, and try to quantify those outcomes if you can. Like, did student test scores improve? Or were graduates more successful in finding jobs? I mean, those details really make your story impactful.
It's fascinating how RoleCatcher's Career Guide emphasizes that this role isn't just about textbook knowledge.
Right.
They highlight social perceptiveness and coordination as important skills,
Yeah.
reminding us that you're shaping people, not just delivering facts.
Yeah, it's a great point. It speaks to the multifaceted nature of the healthcare specialist lecturer role.
So back to those interview questions.
Yeah, okay.
Be ready for a follow-up to your success story. What challenges did you face during implementation and how did you overcome them?
Right, so this shows your problem-solving skills, which are so essential in any academic role.
Question number 5. How do you incorporate technology into your healthcare education programs? Healthcare is evolving so rapidly.
Yeah.
They want to know you're tech savvy.
So be prepared to discuss, specific technologies you've used, like simulation software, online learning platforms, virtual reality tools. And the more cutting edge, the better. Don't just name drop the techers. Explain how you used it to actually enhance student learning.
And think about this potential follow-up. How do you stay informed about emerging educational technologies in healthcare? It shows that you're actively seeking out new ways to innovate.
Yeah.
But before we jump into the next question,
Okay.
I have to point out something interesting from the RoleCatcher platform overview. Did you know that the average highest education level for this role isn't actually explicitly stated?
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
It might spark some, thought-provoking questions for the interview.
Yeah, it suggests that experience and a diverse skill set might be valued just as highly as formal qualifications.
Yeah?
Okay, back to the interview questions. Question number 6. How do you ensure that your healthcare education programs are culturally sensitive and inclusive? This is so crucial.
It is critical.
Yeah.
Share concrete examples of how you fostered an inclusive learning environment. Maybe you incorporated diverse case studies or invited guest speakers from different cultures or facilitated discussions on health equity.
And don't be afraid to talk about your own journey of learning about cultural sensitivity. It shows humility and a willingness to grow.
Yeah.
Now brace yourself for this potential follow-up.
Okay.
How would you address a situation where a student expresses biased or insensitive views in class?
Ooh, that's a good one. That question is really gauging your ability to facilitate respectful dialogue and create a safe learning environment for all students. It's not just about correcting the behavior, it's about fostering understanding and empathy.
Okay, question 7. How do you assess the effectiveness of your healthcare education programs?
Right.
It's not enough to just teach.
Right.
You need to know if it's working.
They want to see a system for measuring outcomes and making data-driven decisions. Talk about, different assessment methods you've used, like exams, quizzes, projects, presentations, even student feedback surveys.
And remember to connect those assessments back to your program goals.
Yeah.
Did you achieve what you set out to do?
Yeah.
And if not, what adjustments did you make? It demonstrates that commitment to continuous improvement, which really aligns with the career path that's outlined in the RoleCatcher guide.
Speaking of the career path, it's interesting to see how RoleCatcher highlights, the potential for growth within this role. So starting out, think hands-on research assistant gigs, healthcare internships.
It all adds value to your CV.
Exactly.
And then to level up advanced degrees, certifications like a teaching certificate or even a clinical research certification, presenting at conferences.
Yeah.
These are the stepping stones to becoming a thought leader. But for now, let's focus on acing this interview.
Okay.
So a potential follow-up to the assessment question could be,
right.
How do you use assessment data to inform your teaching and curriculum development?
Absolutely. Yeah. That shows you're not just collecting data, but you're using it to continuously evolve as an educator.
That proactive approach sets you apart.
Yes.
Question number 8.
Okay.
How do you address challenging or difficult students in your healthcare education classes?
The dreaded difficult student question.
Yeah, it's bound to come up.
Yeah.
Highlight your communication skills, your ability to de-escalate conflict, and your commitment to supporting all students while still maintaining a positive learning environment. Be prepared to give, a specific example of a challenging student you've worked with and how you successfully navigated that situation.
And remember RoleCatcher's AI feature for practicing your answers.
Yes.
Imagine getting feedback not just on the content, but also your tone and delivery for this really sensitive question. It could make all the difference in conveying empathy and professionalism. It could?
Yeah. Now be ready for a follow-up that digs deeper into your classroom management style.
Okay.
What's your philosophy on student discipline?
Right, so this is getting at your overall approach to creating a respectful learning environment.
Question 9. How do you incorporate interprofessional education into your healthcare education programs?
Okay.
I'm guessing this is about teamwork.
Yeah, it's all about preparing students to work collaboratively in the real world. Healthcare is increasingly team-based, so highlight any, simulations or learning activities you've designed that involve students from different healthcare disciplines working together.
And be prepared to discuss the benefits and challenges of interprofessional education. It shows you've thought critically about this approach.
Yeah.
This reminds me of how RoleCatcher's platform allows you to save and prioritize your favorite interview questions. So you can create a custom study guide and really focus on your weak spots and hone your responses.
That's a great feature for maximizing your prep time.
Okay, on to the last question, and it's an important one.
All right.
How do you ensure that your healthcare education programs are evidence-based?
Yeah.
We want our healthcare rooted in science, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is about showing you're not just relying on intuition or anecdotal evidence. Talk about how you stay up to date on the latest research and how you integrate that research into your teaching. And if you've ever conducted your own research or contributed to a scholarly publication, definitely mention that.
It adds serious credibility. Be ready for this follow-up.
Okay.
Can you give me an example of how you've had to modify a teaching practice based on new research findings? It demonstrates your adaptability and commitment to evidence-based practice.
Absolutely.
Wow, that was a marathon of interview questions.
Yeah.
But we covered a lot of ground, and you're well on your way to feeling prepared for this interview.
Right.
But hold on. There's more to this deep dive.
Oh, good. We've got more to talk about with RoleCatcher.
Oh.
Don't forget, you can even practice your answers in a simulated interview setting using the AI.
Wait, so it's like a virtual mock interview?
Yes, you record yourself answering common interview questions, and the AI analyzes everything, your tone, body language, your word choice.
No, so it's not just what you say, but how you say it. This is amazing.
Exactly. It helps you to really come across as confident and engaging and professional, and you can practice as many times as you need until you feel completely prepared.
RoleCatcher is amazing. But even beyond AI, it's packed with resources like those career guides we mentioned. What insights jumped out at you from the healthcare specialist lecturer guide?
I think the emphasis on collaboration really stood out to me. You're constantly working with research assistants, teaching assistants, other faculty members. It's really a team-oriented environment.
Yeah, and you're not just teaching. There's research publishing findings, presenting at conferences. It's really about being a thought leader.
Exactly, and that's reflected in those knowledge areas that they highlight in the guide. So you need that expertise in your specific area of healthcare, obviously. But they also emphasize, education and training psychology, even sociology and anthropology. It's really a reminder that you're shaping people, not just working with medical textbooks.
And they actually break down what you can expect at each career stage, from entry level all the way up to senior positions.
Yeah, seeing that progression can be really helpful. So, for example, as an entry-level lecturer, you might be assisting senior lecturers, conducting research under their supervision, generally supporting the teaching team.
But as you gain experience, you take on more responsibility, like developing your own curriculum, leading research projects, mentoring junior faculty. The career path is definitely there.
And the pros and cons section, I think, is a must-read. It's good to be aware of both sides.
Totally. On the plus side, there's the flexible work schedule, the chance to really educate and inspire, and just high levels of intellectual stimulation.
Right, but it's not all sunshine and roses. I mean, there can be pressure, long hours of prep and grading, and you constantly have to stay updated in your field.
Yeah, it's about finding that balance, right? Knowing what you're getting into and aligning it with your values and your goals.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of aligning with your goals, let's shift gears and talk about RoleCatcher's AI and those interview answers. We've touched on the feedback feature, but it goes deeper than that.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
This AI stuff is fascinating.
One of the things that's really impressive is its ability to tailor your answers to the specific job role that you're applying for. So let's say you're interviewing for a position that really heavily emphasizes interprofessional education.
You can actually tell the AI to focus on that, and then it suggests ways to weave that into your responses.
Exactly. It analyzes the job description, identifies those key skills and experiences that they're looking for, and then helps you craft answers that highlight those areas. It's like having a personalized interview coach.
Wow. So it takes all the guesswork out of what the interviewers want to hear. I have to ask, what other AI magic does RoleCatcher have up its sleeve?
Well, you can actually use it to practice your answers in a simulated interview setting.
Hold on, you mean like a virtual mock interview?
Yes. You record yourself answering those common interview questions, and then the AI analyzes your tone, your body language, your word choice.
So it's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Presentation is everything.
Exactly. And it helps you come across as confident and engaging and professional. And the best part is you can practice as many times as you need until you feel totally prepared.
Okay, I am convinced RoleCatcher is a game changer. But let's not forget about all the other amazing resources it offers, like thousands of career guides, skill guides, interview guides.
It's truly a one-stop shop for everything career-related.
And they're constantly updating their content. Speaking of staying updated, let's get back to those all-important interview tips. We've tackled some tough questions, but there's one area that we haven't touched on yet, your personal brand and how you present yourself as a candidate.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's not just about what's on your resume. It's about the whole package. And RoleCatcher has some excellent tips on this in their career guide. One thing they emphasize is networking.
Yeah, because in academia, it's all about who you know, right?
Well, it's not just about knowing people. It's about building those relationships and establishing yourself as a credible and respected professional in your field.
Okay, so attending conferences, joining professional organizations, getting your research out there. What else can you do to build that network and that personal brand?
Don't underestimate the power of social media. A strong online presence can really boost your visibility and credibility. Think LinkedIn, Twitter, even starting a blog or a podcast.
But the key is authenticity, right? Let your passion for healthcare education shine through.
Absolutely. They're not just looking for someone who can teach, they're looking for someone who is truly invested in shaping that next generation of healthcare professionals. And that passion will set you apart.
Okay, so far we've decoded the healthcare specialist lecturer role, we delved into those tricky interview questions, and we even explored the career path and how to build your personal brand. But wait, there's more. In part 3, we'll explore the nitty-gritty practical steps to actually landing this gig, along with some surprising insights from RoleCatcher's AI. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so we've talked about your experience, those tough interview questions, even how to build your personal brand. But how do you actually land this healthcare specialist lecturer position? What are like the practical steps?
Well, RoleCatcher's career guide actually provides a really clear roadmap, and it all starts with hands-on experience.
Okay, so it's not enough to have the degrees. You need that real-world experience in the field.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Think research assistant roles or teaching assistant positions, internships, even volunteer work in healthcare settings. It shows you have a genuine understanding of the field that goes beyond textbooks.
Now, they also emphasize certifications, which I hadn't really considered.
Yeah, a teaching certificate can be a really significant asset. It shows your dedication to pedagogy, the art and science of teaching. And depending on your specialization, a clinical research certification might also be valuable.
And for those who are looking to climb that academic ladder, RoleCatcher outlines those potential advancement paths.
Yeah, it's inspiring to see that progression. You can move up to associate professor, full professor, even department head or dean. And there's a real emphasis on continuous learning, pursuing advanced degrees, publishing research, presenting at conferences.
So it sounds like a career where you can constantly grow and evolve.
Absolutely. And here's a great tip from RoleCatcher. Build a portfolio that showcases your teaching materials, your research projects, your publications. It's a tangible way to demonstrate your expertise and your passion.
I love that idea. It's like a visual representation of everything that you bring to the table.
Exactly. And don't forget about networking. RoleCatcher even has a built-in networking feature that helps you connect with other professionals in your field.
Oh, so you can reach out to people who are already in the role and get advice, find mentors.
Exactly. Now, remember how we talked about RoleCatcher's AI and its ability to tailor your interview answers? Well, it can also help you explore potential career paths that you might not have even considered.
Really? Tell me more. This is intriguing.
So you input your skills and experience, and the AI analyzes that data and then suggests related careers where your skills would be a perfect fit.
Wow. So even if you're set on becoming a healthcare specialist lecturer, it might open your eyes to other possibilities in healthcare education or even in adjacent fields.
Exactly. It's like having a career counselor who knows the entire job market inside and out.
It's a good reminder that we don't always have to have it all figured out. Sometimes the best opportunities come from exploring different paths.
And RoleCatcher really equips you with the tools and the insights to do just that.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We explored the healthcare specialist lecturer role, we tackled those tough interview questions, and we even mapped out the career path and how to make yourself stand out. But as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought.
Think about how you can use your unique skills and experiences, not just to educate students, but to advocate for positive change within the healthcare system. You're not just shaping future healthcare professionals, you're shaping the future of healthcare itself.
That's a powerful responsibility. Good luck on your journey, and remember, we're rooting for you.